Hello, welcome back to Let's Play the 5, or rather, Let's Build the 500 subscribers special. So, they still haven't released a new database update, so we're going to be working on airfields, figuring out which ones we want to use, which ones we don't. I was just looking around at the reefs here. A lot of them actually don't even have airfields. I thought these were all airfields, and they are not all airfields. Like, this one is just a teeny little thing. Likewise, I think this might mainly be nope, this is an airfield. Looks like a very small one. I like how they're so small they don't even show up on the maps because they, Matrix or whoever is technically in charge of this game lost the rights to use the mapping service that they were using, so they have to use some lower res stuff for now. But, so this will be nice. It'll pre-position some. This is probably one of the bigger bases. I do like how even with the low res, you can see pretty much where everything is. And if you go into Google Maps, you can actually just clearly see where everything is. Thankfully, the Chinese don't seem to be lasering satellites just yet. So they have some stuff here. So this is kind of nice because if you remember last time, I manually added some batteries, and it looks like all they have is point defense guns, really. But I'm not going to reinforce them with SAMs just because the whole idea is that the US announces this like a day or two before they transit the strait. Like, I think, what are we saying? Taiwan is going to have elections, US will transit the strait in support as the anti-China party wins. That whole thing. They do have one SSM battery here. So the only thing I might reinforce is this SSM battery here. Which, yeah, that should have the range to reach our battle group, so. I imagine these probably don't. Yeah, here's an SSM battery. Yeah, not until... Actually, they might stay completely out of range. They'll be subjected to air attack, but they'll just be a nice soak for Tomahawks, too. So anyways, the airfields we're using. And we're going to eliminate dual-use civilian airfields. For this stage of the conflict, at least, I want everything coming exclusively out of purpose-built military airfields. Huh, interesting. I don't have that one. I gotta capitalize because Wikipedia is sensitive to capitalization. Oh, that actually didn't do anything. Oh, I got to where I needed to go. So we're gonna look at this is a PLAN airfield. So a Navy one, not an Air Force one. Probably under organization. Bases. Probably the South Sea Fleet. Sanya, do you have anything for Sanya? They don't even mention Sanya. Okay. That, if it's not in the major or minor base list, that to me almost says it's really small. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, let me look at the SAT imagery on Google. I have all this up on my other monitor, which I'm not recording, so that's why you aren't seeing it. But let's take a quick view at Sanya. Alright. Oh, this is a civilian. Okay, that's why it's a civilian airfield. Like the PLAM probably has a few helicopters they station here, maybe some transport aircraft, but I don't see like... Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh yeah, this is a tiny airfield. And there, other than some aircraft shelters, I see nothing actually there either. I think this is a helicopter port. Or helicopter field. Some recent construction, so maybe it is recent enough that it's not on Wikipedia's list. We could keep it for ASW patrols, I guess, but it's not really going to play that pivotal a role in anything. So we'd be simulating ASW patrols. I suppose I might, just because we've seen in the past that the Chinese have problems detecting even Tomahawk cruise missiles unless they have stuff in the air. Like it was flying over Hainan Island and they weren't seeing it until they were hitting. So I'll probably keep that, maybe load it up with some ASW helicopters and AEW helicopters to give them a little early warning. Ling Shui. Let's see. Let's open up a new tab for this. PLAF. Well, this is another PLAM base. What's the nearest city? Ling Shui. Okay. They don't have this one on the list either. Although this list may only be referring to naval bases as opposed to air bases. Yeah, let's open these up and see. Nope, that doesn't. That doesn't help either. All right. So let's look at the SAT imagery, see what they have there. Maritime patrol aircraft and AEW seems to be the order of the day. Actually, can I put notes in here? Can I just make a note in here? That's a little unfortunate. They should make a little, like, note editor. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything for making a note. Maybe the closest thing would be, like, reference points or something, or these areas. Okay. I can make zones and tag it, but yeah, that's a little clumsy for what I want to do. So oh, change of appearance. Okay, I thought that's a change of appearance. It was like, what? Oh, they added the change orientation thing too, which is nice. This when okay, maybe not Command Modern Naval Operations, but when Command Modern Operations, or fuck, what are the versions called? Is this up? Okay. Yeah, this is Command Modern Operations. When it was originally Command Modern Air Naval Operations, it you had to use like Lua scripting to change the orientation. Otherwise, they were all preset to face north, which was a interesting feature to leave out. But so let's see what other options I could. I could use like the briefing or something. This will probably just be my notepad, and then I'll erase it. So, Sonya, PLAN, helicopter base, ASW, and AEW. Ling Shui, PLAN, Airbase. Maritime Patrol and AEW. At least based off of what I'm seeing here. Alright, so let's look at Ledong. Ledongli. Set these crossroads. Yeah. Now, these look like it could be a fighter base. Or like some strike fighters or attack aircraft. It's not a large one, but there is facilities for maybe, I don't know, 2 dozen aircraft, especially if you pack them in tight. No, none of them have been left out in the open, so unfortunately I can't determine what type. Wikipedia, you wanna chime in on this? Nope. Okay. PLAN, Lei Dong Li Airbase. No, I don't want Laughlin Air Force Base. God. China. Oh, I spelled Lidong wrong. Maybe it'll be under... No, they don't have it under the PLAAF, which I didn't think they would, but... Maybe there's a listing of, let me go back to this. Let's see if there's a listing of their naval air forces in terms of, like, fighter wings and stuff. No. It's pretty vague. Tells you what type of aircraft they use, but how many, but nothing beyond that, unfortunately. Because I know the PLAAF at least has like the regiment, because they use kind of the Soviet system, so their aircraft are organized into like regiments, and they have those locations. But I think for now, I'm just going to make the executive Leidong Li, PLAN Airbase. We'll say less than 24 strike. 2 squadron strike fighters. Alright, we got some EW asset. I'll leave these up just because they might have some effect. At least as far as early warning if these guys get knocked out. Probably not. I wish I could see the actual range, like what it could see affected by terrain, but what do we got here? Jialiashi. Also not listed. So I think we're just gonna take ourselves a peek. Let's see, Heiko. probably around here. Is this you? Bialy Airport. Oh yeah, this is you. So airport, that almost makes it sound like... Nope, they got strike fighters, looks like flankers. They also have H6s there. Okay. So I'd say 2 squadrons strike fighters, 1 squadron H6. They could fit 3 even. I see... God damn, those are MiG-21s. I mean, technically whatever their variant of the MiG-21 is. But they're there. They're in, like, these Cold War era dispersed parking spots. Does that mean they're operational? That would be crazy if they were still using MiG-21s, but... I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea necessarily if you flew in some MiG-21s as, like, unmanned drones just to draw fire from, like, your real aircraft. Okay, so we'll keep this one. What do they call it? Belated PLAN Airbase. I think this is PLAN, right? Yeah. PLAN Airbase. 2 squadron strike fighters. And I'm using my definition of squadrons, not necessarily the Chinese definition. I should look at how they're organized better, though, just to make that more realistic. As I know in the first scenario, I just used 12 aircraft to a squadron, generally, at least for strike fighters, same as the U.S. Navy, but 1 squadron H6, 1 squadron J7, question mark? See, is that actually in their equipment list? No, it is not. So maybe they're just museum pieces that have been left to rot, but I mean, they're taking up space that could be used for real fighters, which is what gets me. Some of these actually do blend in real well, to the point where I don't know if that's like a camouflaged aircraft or an aircraft that just didn't show up on photograph well, or if it's like stains or like that were left from like the aircraft sheltering that little area of cement from like the weather, or maybe they're just painted on. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe they haven't been. Maybe this is... Google claims it's a condominium complex and a wood inspection station, which I'm gonna hit X to doubt that one. To doubt both of those, but as I don't see anything looking like a condominium. They show an elementary school there too. Fuck off, Google. There's no elementary school there. the J7s are not elementary schools. So, I think these are all just like offset from some. Oh, it does show a highway, though. Is there an underground highway there, or is that just fucked up, too? Because it claims, like, the G225 runs straight through the base, which, I mean, even in places where it's not part of the base, it's still showing up there. So I don't know if that's just been horribly mismapped or what. Unfortunately, I can't Google Street View the highway to know what's really going on, but I don't know, maybe they have an underground city there. would hope not, but okay, so I'll do more research on the J7s then. Let's hide an island. I kind of figured we'd be leaving them in. Next up is Suxi, which that might be a PLAAF base. Where are you? So kind of northwest of Zanjing. There we go, Suxi. Single airstrip, a couple tarmacs, only one like super big one. Nothing actually on the tarmac. There's definitely signs of wear and use, but is that supposed to be one giant hangar? Maybe. Yeah, I don't see anything else either that would indicate what what's normally based here. Airbases. Okay, and this is actually PLAAF. So let's scroll down to Suxi. Southern Theater. No article on it. Doesn't say what's based there. Interesting. Well, let's see what the Southern Theater command. Hope that doesn't. Oh, excuse me. That's not doing anything for me. Oh, I'm zooming in on the wrong map here. It does look like it's for bigger aircraft, though, just with the way, like, the lines are kind of painted out. They seem like they would be more suited for a larger aircraft. That's not a creepy at all pentagram there. What was I looking at? Let's see, Airbase actually had. I hate these tooltips that pop up. I know Google's trying to be helpful, like, hey, here's a quick thing of what you're looking at, but it just gets in the way of me scrolling the map. Oh yeah, these are like half the size. So I would guess, if I had a guess, I would say, call it a Suxi. Or more letters. Sweet. There we go. PLAAF Airbase. MPAs, AEW. Transport. Drones. And we'll say like 36 max. Maybe H6s. There. All right. Next up, we have Nanning. Oh, this is a dual use, I think, so I'll probably... maybe I'll filter it. We'll see how it's set up. Oh yeah, this is... I don't even see where the PLAF contingent is supposed to be. Plus the opposite side looks like a civilian terminal too. Is this the same base? Oh yeah, it sure is. Maybe they have like a civil air patrol thing going on there, but I don't see no fighters or bombers. I see a lot of civilian aircraft, which would make striking it a matter of precision. I don't know, maybe they have some command staff there or something, but... Oh. J7s again? And some hardened aircraft shelters, so that must be where they are, but it's a very small amount. They have some J7s in the open and like 4 hardened aircraft shelters that I've been able to pick out so far. So I think we're just going to call this from the list because it's just so small. It's dual use. They already know their attack's going to fuck up the global economy. They don't want to fuck up their own economy anymore. What's the range on this? Probably delete that battalion then too, because there's nothing else that way that would be worth intercepting. So there we go. So that will make our scenario a little bit leaner. Next up, we have Kupling Menglushu Airbase, however you say that. Man, I keep trying to... So on here, I have to right-click and hold to drag the map around. But on Google Maps, it's left-click, and the switching back and forth is making me a little messed up from that. East of Wuzu. Or west of Wuzu. Follow the river. Okay, so right at the river. There we go. Nope, that's a solar factory, maybe? Oh, there it is. Okay, this is obviously an H-6 bomber regiment. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looks like they have about 24 bombers there. So, and that's under PLAN control actually. So, Mengshu, PLAN Airbase, H-6 bombers. 24, we'll say. All right. So you shall stay in. Then we got a PLAAF base north of there, Gulian Tanag. Okay, so south of Gulian probably. Yeah, that looks about it. Ooh, this is a large base. Oh, and it's got their stealth fighter too. The not the F-35 ripoff, but the was it the J-20? There's several there. So this is going to be... They also have helicopters. Search and rescue, maybe. Or just general utility transport. Certainly they wouldn't have... They would barely have the range, maybe, to hit the sea. If that. So we're not going to model the helicopters. But I think I'm going to make this a primary stealth fighter base for them. Boylanton AAF J20s. I think it's a J20. Let me double check. Yeah, the J20. All right, so J20s, J31s, which I think is what they call their, or do they call them J35s? J35s. Naval variant. Okay, the naval variant is J35. So J31s. And assuming they're only operating the two types, there looks to be enough room for 3 to 4 squadrons there. There. Alright, so congratulations, you get to be capped. In this case, some of these further away bases, since we're seeing a lot of bombers closer to the front, I figured they'd be more inland, but some are just straight up on Hainan Island. So let's go from this way a little bit. This base might be useful. It looks like they have MPAs here. So I might keep that one. Honestly, I'm just looking for stuff I can quickly throw out. You an airfield? Yes, you are. I think. Maybe it used to be one. Alright, so then where is the serviceable west of Wefangan? Are you it? You definitely look it, but you don't seem to be in the right place. There's a base right here that they left out. And they've got flankers there. A lot of them, actually. It looks like they're doing exercises as they're like lined up for takeoff and all that. But honestly, 1,500 nautical miles. By the time they actually get there, the fight would be over. These, at least, even that, yeah, I think we're just going to knock these out. They're just too far away to really Like, the MPAs potentially have the range to, like, get somewhere where they would be semi-useful, but... Yeah, so, granted, that was a different airbase than what I was looking at. Yeah, this looks like it was an airbase, but, like, they're building a highway over it now? Not really sure. But it's in roughly the location I was expecting it. Oh, here's another one. This must be it. Helicopters. And some cargo or... I think these are just... Those might just be straight up cargo planes, so... And then... God, they have... These things are even older than the J7. These almost look like... biplanes? AN2s, maybe? I don't know, but regardless, nothing at this base is going to be traveling to the Strait of Taiwan. Okay, so let's see what else here. This is where I kind of wish I could get a report on how many assets are in the scenario, and just so I could see how much I'm whittling it down. Because each of these airfields are like 50 to 100 units apiece. I guess this is it. Well, it looks a little closer than what's on the map. They look like J7s, and they're actually on... Okay, they have a mix of J7s and Q5s. And they're actually on a tarmac for once, instead of, like, some forgotten dispersed shelters. It's a decently large base, actually, but... Again, it would take... With in-flight refueling, if they have the patience, they could probably get here. But let's actually measure the distance. 1,700 miles. So that's like a 3-hour trip there, a 3-hour trip back. You're talking probably at least 2 aerial refuelings, if not 3 or 4. It just... I don't see this as being worth it for them. So... Alright, so we have another base in Chifeng. Which looks like a dual use, so for my rules, we're just going to get rid of it. Okay, we have 3 bases in Beijing, which honestly isn't that much closer than Dalian. Maybe by like 100 miles at most. Beijing International is probably one of them too. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, okay, so that's Beijing International there. So what's in this? Okay, here we go. Cargo MPA stuff. Probably mostly cargo. So get rid of this grouping here. There is another base south at Langfang. There you are. Well, this one looks very clean, actually. Various shelters, no aircraft out of the shelters, so I can't tell what's stationed there, but it looks to be fighter-sized units. Seems sized for fighter-sized units. So I'm gonna guess this is probably just like whatever fighter squad is in charge of protection for the capital, which is completely not relevant to our scenario as we aren't attacking Beijing. And then we have another base at Tangshan. Be about here. There it is. Dual use again. There's a small terminal there, but the military portion is just looks mainly like a large open tarmac with nothing there. So where they are, who knows? But we'll get rid of them. Oh, there's one more in Liaoning province next to Anshan, which, if it's bombers, I can make an argument, but nah, those are sized for fighters. Another J-20 squadron, actually, but again, it's just so far away that I just don't think it's worth it. The most I would want assets is maybe like 800 miles away. But even then, if you're going at like Mach 1, that's still like an hour and a half flight at Mach 1. Which most are probably going to cruise at somewhere between like, what, 400 to 500 some knots, 580 knots. And I think that might end up being my cutoff. Like, for a bomber, that's one thing. But for, like, tactical aircraft, eh. So how far away is this? Is Shaodong province? 1,500. So you're talking, like, a 3-hour flight for tactical aircraft at their cruising speed. Okay, where are you? Oh, you're right on the tip. Okay. Am I looking at the right tip? No, I don't. Maybe. Yes. East of Wending. Okay, there it is. Looks to be mostly tactical aircraft, also mixed use, so that's an easy decision to get rid of it. Then they have a base at Yantai. Cargos, MPAs, J7, well, those might be Q5s. But still, again, too far. That's just, like, it's just a waste of fuel, and you're needlessly fatiguing your pilots, who you might need on the defense in very short order if this war expands. Okay, we have a base in Zhangjiakou. Just south of Zhangjiakou. Dual use, helicopters, some fighter-sized shelters, and then it looks like they have some utility aircraft. I think this is a pretty... I think I might have actually used this base last time as my bomber base, but I think this time it's a very easy candidate for deletion. Jesus, how far away is Lingtong? I got it. Measurement. Okay, so Xi'an province. There. You're to the northeast, so probably right there. Gotcha. Now this is definitely a large. Yeah, I see H6s. I see 4-engine jet transports. Oh, you know what? Those probably aren't J7s. Those are. I forget the name. Oh, maybe they are J7s. Okay, so the PLAAF does use J7s. They have 500, and they're still listed as frontline combat aircraft. But they do also use JJ7s for conversion training. But what was, or no, that was probably the one I'm thinking of. I think was built for export. Oh, they actually, some of them might be these J8 interceptors too. I don't think they're. Do they have canards? They have canards. They could be J10s, but I don't think these have canards. No. The ones I'm looking at do look bigger than like MiG-21, so those are probably the J8. Yeah, they look, because they look like a large. Yeah, it even says here low risk program based on enlarging the MiG-21, which they produced as the J7. So. Oh, that's fine. They don't even list the J31 as being active in their combat inventory. I thought some of them were deployed, or that they had reached IOC, but I guess not. Anyways, we'll leave Xeon, because it is. We won't model the. Well, maybe. Honestly, it looks more like a maintenance base. And it is also dual use. But it seems to be populated mostly by cargo aircraft and bombers. There's some AEWs, but just the way they're spread out. Some of them are in that weird off yellow or off green, which is like factory fresh coating. What the fuck is that? What is that? It's got a hat. That airplane's got a hat. Just so you guys can see. This airplane's got a hat. I gotta look up what that is. Not the KJ2000. Not the KJ200. Not the KJ500. Could be a Challenger 850 variant. Not a YA. Bombardier Challenger 850. I might have to look into that some more in my own time. I think it might have been too small for. Let's see. Let's look at it again. No, it's way too big for that Bombardier. Not a Y8, not a Y9. I think those are jet engines on it, right? Yeah. They look like jet engines at least, so probably not an AN-30. Not that that has a hat. Oh, they're all at the rear. Okay, so yeah, not a Tu-154. Could be a modified Boeing. Maybe. But they said they had some modified 737s, narrow body. Looks longer, like it should be longer though. Oh yeah, they still use 70 Y5s, which is a locally manufactured variant of the AN2. Not any of those. Yeah, it's not listed. Interesting. I don't know. We'll probably keep this base and use it for, what base was I looking at? Xeon. We'll keep it. We can use that for a handful of, not need anything like that. We can use it for a handful of, is that the same base I was looking at? Looks different. I don't know if it's just the rest. I guess it is the same. Maybe? What's that? Is that... Giant airport should be to the north. Oh, this isn't... Okay, it's directly north of the thing, which should be here-ish. Okay, this is where it's... So, go back to this. Alright, so I guess they call it Lingtong Airbase. Field AAF, I presume. Yeah. This is big enough, it should definitely be in their list, and we'll see if it's... Yeah. Apparently it used to be a civilian airport, supposedly, assuming this is talking about the same one. Lintong Air Base, Central Theater Air Command. So yeah, we'll have PLA AF. And we'll say AW, Recon, ELINT, EW, Bombers. Less than 24 though. Right now it is just, like, it's kind of jam-packed. But, like, not in a good way. We won't model the cargo aircraft because there will be no point in doing that. And you know what? How long we've been going? Almost an hour. Okay. So this seems like a good place to stop then. I'm going to save my notes and save the scenario, and I think we will pick up with this next time and just continue to run through the bases. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.